No, we back in the building. What's going on? Punch Quote, aka Triple H. What's going on? Uh, boxing Brain 187. About to start briefly talking about who are these potential uh fighters that Eddie Hearn is talking about, and I'm pretty sure most of you guys seen the most of you guys seen the I'm on my computer, by the way. Most of you guys seen how can I say it? The thumbnail I put up on there, and Michael Benson, who's a sports reporter over there in the UK, said that Eddie Hearn is targeting. Let me get the camera together. My bad, y'all. Hold on. He's targeting. Excuse me. He's targeting an Adrien Broner versus Amir Khan fight, and he's also targeting and I can see y'all in the chat right now as well, so it's not on my screen. But he's targeting the Tony Bellew Andre Ward fight. And we'll talk about some Joshua Wilder as usual. It's a hot topic right now. I seen Ticket and 7-8 Sport on, and I'm feeling them. And I seen Blood yesterday, Blood Runs. He was on there, Blood Returns was on there, doing his thing yesterday too, talking about the whole DAZN program and how John Skipper, this was said was Black Fight Fan, was saying that John Skipper just backed out of got basically Walt Disney putting him decided to kick him off of ESPN. Now Walt Disney, ESPN is the same company, ABC, and they're the same company. And he was over there, and John Skipper had a coke addiction. It's well documented, and he falls on his feet with DAZN. They supposedly have $1 billion backing, but they got $100 website. I checked it out, but yeah, it don't have nothing that pertains to Americans yet. But obviously, they not gonna have that because they haven't launched. It's been rumored that they gonna be doing a $20 subscription. So if that's the case, they need to get the NFL ticket on there, and NBA League Pass, and Major League Baseball, and all that on there. If they can get a deal with NFL Sunday Ticket, because YouTube almost got a deal with NFL Sunday Ticket, but I forgot what happened. I think DirecTV retained the rights, and without the NFL Sunday Ticket, DirecTV might go up under. You know what I'm talking about? But that would be a huge win, especially if YouTube and Google, that's basically the same company, I believe. If they was able to get NFL Sunday Ticket, it'd shut the game down though. It wouldn't be no competition. You feel me? But I'm not gonna shit on this DAZN programming coming to America. And people say, well, they haven't announced the price. They announced it at the end of June for the U.S. market. But Eddie Hearn didn't deny the $20 rumor that the dude from Fight Hub said. I'm gonna learn his name because he gives some good interviews. And he didn't deny it, but he's excited about this. And then you have a shout out to the homie B. More Wood. He's upset at the LDBC because they shitting on the thing. But what you gotta understand is they doing their research. They not just gonna come out here and not say shit about the real shit, about the research. And they do have a gripe with Eddie Hearn. A lot of people do. He be over here lying and selling dreams and shit. And you gotta understand, it's big holes in this plan. And if you break down the 8 million, shout out to Steven Styles and shit yesterday. If you break down the 8 million, it basically breaks down over an 8-year period that each fighter per fight get $3 million a fight, and that's good money. Each fighter gets $3 million on each show. That's what they're shooting for. That's what they're shooting for as far as main events. Because then, also if it's $6 million, $3 million for each main event fighter, then you got to worry about the undercard as well too. So each fighter probably gonna make about $2 million a piece on there, because then you got to fund the undercard too, and then the rest of the stuff. So that's something also to look at, But it's not like $1 billion that made it seem like it was just gonna be, the greatest budget, like ever. Like it wasn't gonna be close. And you know, that's still a good budget for $2 million a fighter. If they do $3 million a fighter per fight, that's still a good budget. You know, I'm not saying that it's not, because Adrien Broner got 1.5 and like Jesse Vargas got somewhere between 700 and 900K. So still, that's well below the $3 million or the $2 million each fighter would receive. You know, so that's something to look at as well. Before I get off this computer, I'm gonna really get into it. But yeah, you got you know, he wants to put Adrien Broner and Adrien Broner and Amir Khan in the ring. Let's start there. Obviously, Adrien Broner is loyal to Al Haymon. You know, we can all say that after all the shit that Al Heyman's put up with Adrien Broner. I don't think Adrien Broner will bite the hand that feed him. It took him a lot for him to get away from Mike Stafford, and he still pays Mike Stafford to be on his payroll, man. So I don't see him just breaking away from Al Haymon. They both from Ohio, so that's the infatuation with Al Haymon and Adrien Broner. He loves Adrien Broner because he's from the great state of Ohio, just as himself is. Adrien is from Cincinnati. Al Haymon is from Cleveland. He had a brother named Bobby Haymon, who was a professional fighter and fought Ray Leonard. So for a lot of people that don't know that, you know, then you got you know, the Andre Ward situation. I didn't know Virgil Hunter still was ill and sick in the hospital. You know, he's still ill, sick in the hospital. So I don't think Andre Ward will return to the ring unless he was financially in the shitter, or somebody offered him like a $10, $20, $30 million fight to fight. I don't think Andre Ward will enter the ring without Virgil Hunter. Do fighters get anything on the back end like they do now? I don't know. I would believe not. You know, on this platform, unless you had to pay extra for a pay-per-view, which they don't have any pay-per-views in sight. And also, he said that they trying to, the same DAZN group, they trying to sign Anthony Joshua to an exclusive contract. And also, what went under the radar, I think Blood was talking about, and 7A Sports was talking about it as well, that some of those UK fighters is gonna spill into the American portion of the 16 fights. So some of them domestic fighters is gonna be fighting some of the US fighters that he got on the US 16 side, because you got 16 fights that's gonna be on the US side and 16 fights that's gonna be strictly UK domestic. But you got some of those domestic UK fighters that's gonna be coming over there. But I'll lead them to the Fanon and Blood. And all those other guys that's a real expertise and real digging into the situation. I'm not that deep into it, though, to be honest, but I just want to drop a dime on DAZN since the LDBC is going. Access New York based is a parent company. Hold on. Access Industries, I think Access Industries is got some stock in Spotify and stuff like that. That's where the funding comes from, the Big Shire Hathaway. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, the funding. At least I wasn't questioning the funding. They was questioning the funding because of the cheap ass website they got and whatever the hell that was. I wasn't really questioning their funding. My whole point is the title of this video is who is gonna fight on here from the United States. Obviously, okay, I'm gonna put it to you this way. I'm gonna answer the question. Some fighters do fight deals with Hearn, like Bellew. Yeah, we know that, but that's not in the United States though. But I guess you answering the back end deal. But this I'm gonna try to do this as many times as I can. How many fighters total? If you got 16 fight dates, you're gonna need at least 8. I think you're gonna need at least 8. It depends. I mean, that's a difficult number for me to say. He would know the particulars. What's going on, JW? That's a different. If you got 16 fight dates, United States, what weight classes you targeting as well? It's difficult to say how many fighters they gonna need, because obviously you're gonna need enough fighters that's gonna rotate in. Like, is he just gonna target a 3-4 weight classes or 2 weight classes? Because obviously, like I said, the UK fighters is gonna spill into the United States side of it. For me, it's not the funding. The funding is very. It's like clickbait. You know, it's like casual boxing talk. You click on some of his videos and you get to the video and it don't be what it says. like the $1 billion backing over Steven Styles did the math. I'm gonna read it to you in a minute. You know, I'm gonna read his exact comment. Give me 1 second, fellas. He goes in and says basically, once you break down the math, hold on. I can't get to my messages from my Facebook, I don't think. Yeah. I can't get to my messages from my but I copy and pasted. Give me a minute. He basically did the math and shit. And $8 billion was a word was a play on words, basically. That's what exactly I'm gonna read it. Word from word. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Okay, do the numbers. 1 billion divided by 8 years equals 125 million per year. 125 million a year. 40 fighters equals 3.125 million per fighters, or 6.2 million per fight, or minimum per fight. Okay, if you pay one or more fighters $10 to $20 million, guess what? You get the picture. There's no difference than any other promoter over an 8-year span. It's just a play on words to make it sound monstrous. See, he's saying, you know, okay, you got the $6 million per fight, you know, whatever it may be. But what happens when you have to pay, if you gonna really attract fans, what happens when you gotta pay the Super 8 side? You know what I'm saying? What happens when you gotta pay the big dogs? You know, that's the real question, man. Get out of here. Yeah, what happens when you gotta pay somebody more than what they worth? You know what I'm saying? You know, what do that? Hold on 1 second. Basement lights suck. Yeah, but what happens when you gotta pay somebody more than what the other guys pay? You know, I guess he's targeting 40 fighters. I mean, that's according to what Steven Styles is saying, and he's a very knowledgeable individual. So whatever it may be, I don't care about the numbers in particular, you know, but that's eye-popping once you break down $8 billion like that. It's not the biggest investment in boxing in the way he makes it seem. The billion is a play on words. It's over an 8-year span. That's a play on words. And I'm not shitting on him. I'm going to actually give it I'm going to come with an open idea. But before we get into what fighters is going to be on there, or what potential fighters he's targeting and why he's targeting these potential fighters, look at this, man. Look at this real quick. I mean, this program, I've been on the website. They got a lot of cricket, rugby, snookers, darts, whatever you want to call that shit. If they going to come to the American market and they want to charge $5, $10, $15, $20, and if they invested, you know, over 8 years, whatever they want to say, $1 billion over 8 years, they're going to want to return. So you going to have to put more than boxing on there. This is a hardcore boxing subscription, man. Let me put it to you. It's a hardcore for hardcore boxing fans. Hardcore boxing fans make up the targeted boxing. Hardcore might make up 10% or less of the actual fans that you need to target to have a successful subscription or successful pay-per-view or viewing for a successful fight. 10% I would say was hardcore boxing fans. The other 90% are the casual fans that really make pay-per-views go to 1 million buys, 1.5, 2 million. You think Manny Pacquiao Mayweather did what, 5.6 or whatever it was in pay-per-view? I don't even think hardcore boxing fans made $1 million in them pay-per-views, to be honest. You know, the boxing community is a very, very small, hardcore community in America. We really are the minority when you talk about the grand scale of fans, man. And I think the casual fan base is starting to grow. You have some casuals that's starting to really get interested in boxing. You know, they talk about the bullshit.
White look like Brock Lesnar, got tester sliding everywhere.
My bad. They talking about I mean, you can not listen to me when I talk about AJ and Wilder, because y'all is fucking retarded about that shit, dog. And I'm not even going to go there right now, but y'all is retarded about AJ and Wilder. You got one guy that say he don't want the fight to 2019, 2020, year after that, year after that, year after that, year after that. And he said that word from word and said he didn't want the fight. But didn't nobody say nothing, though. Oh, he just playing, or Wilder ain't did none of that. Fuck y'all AJ fans. Y'all can eat a fat dick, and I mean that one. But, you know, at this point. But at the end of the day, about the Eddie thing, yeah, he got to get the casual fans, and the casual fans, they want more than just boxing on that subscription. You know, they want, you know, NFL Sunday Ticket. They want ESPN. I mean, they want ESPN channels. They want exclusive content. The NFL Sunday Ticket would make me pay $20 for that subscription. NBA League Pass, MLB Pass, whatever they call it, the NHL Ice, those are all on there. They got to do something unique, and that hasn't been done, and get licensed with somebody that really pop. Because all those soccer channels over here, don't nobody care about soccer, bro. They got Manchester United coming to the University of Michigan. You know, and I don't give a shit to go see that shit, even though it's at the big house. I don't care. You know? And also, if they are charging $12, $10, $20, what's the point? I don't get it. I mean, what fight's going to be on there? And I'm just strictly paying $20 per month for boxing? Absolutely not. It has to be something else on there that attracts American fans. And I'm pretty sure that's something that John Skipper, it's not the biggest, soccer ain't the biggest sport in America. Nobody care about soccer. Nobody give a fuck about soccer in America. I'll tell you that right now. See, that's the difference between, no, they don't. They have like on demand and live replays. You know, they don't have, I didn't see NCAA on there. They have on demand and live replays. I'm talking about, I don't want to see a replay of an NFL, or I don't want to see a replay of NFL Network. I got that shit on cable. All that on demand, they don't have live shows. They don't have the NFL Sunday Ticket or the Red. They might have the Red Zone. I'm not 100% sure on that. But they don't have the Sunday Ticket. I got the Red Zone for $1 or $2 on my cable subscription. They don't have that. They got live on. I mean, come on, nobody want to watch that bullshit. And then again, they might have it worldwide on there on Germany and Japan. But the license with no, look here, listen here. The license is with Japan, Europe, and Germany, wherever the fuck they at in Canada. You think they gonna let them show live NFL games on DAZN for $20 a month without breaching the contract with DirecTV, who has a Sunday Ticket deal? No, they not. That won't be available in America unless they cut another deal, and then they will get sued by DirecTV because DirecTV owns the exclusive rights to NFL Sunday Ticket. You feel me? That's international. They watching that shit. The NFL Sunday Ticket in America goes through DirecTV. I remember when YouTube was trying to get the rights to the NFL Sunday Ticket. But to go into the real shit, man, you know, who gonna fight on here, man? Because the fighters that Eddie Hearn is targeting, he can't target. I mean, look here, I'm gonna give you a scenario. Okay, he can target Bob Arum fighters, right? Oh yeah. That's what it's exclusive contract. They will have to cut a deal with DirecTV, which more likely happen. I think DirecTV with the NFL Sunday Ticket, that deal should be up in a minute. So it'll be up for grabs with everybody else. But the thing about it is, he can go for, let's say Eddie Hearn wants to target the top ranked fighter. Obviously, they under contract, promotional contracts. And he could be like, well, Bob, you know, I want to I want Jose Ramirez to come on my network and fight Mikey Garcia at 140. You know? Then you see what Bob Arum did with this fight coming up today, tomorrow with Linares and Lomachenko. He fought tooth and nail to have Linares come to ESPN instead of having that fight on HBO, which made more sense because at the time, it was going to come on after the Triple G and Canelo 2 replay, which is this Saturday. And they could have just mashed it up. You know, they could have just did a double venue like they're doing with the Russell and Diaz and the Stevenson and Jack fight. They could have did a double venue with Saddam Ali and the Jamie Maguire guy. I keep butchering his name. I had it down packed the other day. And they could have did the Linares and Lomachenko from Madison Square Garden. Or they could have just did both of the fights in Madison Square Garden on HBO. But Bob Arum wants to have all the fights on ESPN. That's why they added the 16 or 20 fight days on ESPN Plus. You know? So Bob Arum didn't have to outsource to HBO, or he don't got to send Crawford over to Showtime. He got dates on top of dates. The big, like Eddie Hearn say, The 16 dates was massive in the deal. He needed a platform where they gave him as many dates as possible. And that's what Arum is doing with ESPN. So he ain't got to send none of his fighters to Showtime and ESPN. He good there. So what Arum would come back and tell Eddie Hearn was like this: look, we can put it on ESPN Plus. We can have it on ESPN. I don't want to have it on your platform. It limits my. He told Showtime, ESPN has an unlimited amount of subscribers because it's on basic cable, and most people in America have basic cable. Got back problems. So he says, okay. He said, Showtime, I'm not sending my. This is what he said. He said, I'm not sending my fighter over to Showtime because they got a limited subscribers right there. So that limits how many people can see Lomachenko and Gary Russell, even though Lomachenko went over there and snatched the belt from Gary Russell on Showtime because they lost the purse bid. So that's what Bob Arum is going to tell him. He going to say, no, I'm not sending my people to DAZN. You know what I mean? How many subscribers do y'all have? You know? How am I going to make money off of your deal? Because at the end of the day, you want to borrow my fighters. You get a $20 million subscription. All this, you getting paid. But what do I get? My fighter getting $6 million. But you know Bob Arum at 90-something years old still care about his pockets more than he care about his fighter pockets. See how that works? So he can't deal with Bob Arum because Bob Arum, whatever he brings to the table, Bob Arum got control over his fighter. He can just throw him on ESPN Plus app or ESPN. You ain't seen Bob Arum since he started ESPN really throwing these fighters on HBO or his top fighters to Showtime. It ain't going to happen. He can go to HBO and be like, all right, I want to borrow Kovalev. But Main Events and Kovalev got a deal with HBO, so Kovalev has a binding contract to fight on HBO, so he can't go nowhere unless he breaches that contract with HBO. You know, same thing for Danny. Danny Jacobs won't be appearing on the DAZN network because he has a contract with HBO, and Eddie say he has a binding contract, and we don't want to disappoint our subscribers. So Danny not going over there. And then you look again, you go to the fighters that he wants to target. These are the fighters that he wants to target right here. The Charlo twins, Jamil Jamal, Adrien Broner, Keith Thurman, Earl Spence. He want to target those. You know why he want to target those fighters? He wants to target those fighters because they don't have a promotional agreement. You remember Bob Arum, we talked about the video for people that's new to the channel or forgot. We talked about the video where Bob Arum said that he was in talks with a few managed and advised Al Heyman fighters. You know, what up, Cali Enigma? But he was in talks with a few of them, right? That was about a month or two ago. So who has he signed? Can somebody tell me who has Al Heyman signed? I mean, who has Bob Arum signed from the Al Heyman stable? We seen Golden Boy try to offer Mikey Garcia a contract. Now listen very carefully. I want people to listen to this very carefully. This next 5 minutes that I'm about to talk, probably not even that. Oscar De La Hoya offered Mikey Garcia a lucrative deal, I would guess. But Mikey Garcia was in talks to fight Jorge Linares, and matter of fact, he was in talks to fight Miguel Cotto, but he had to sign a contract to fight Miguel Cotto and move up 2 weight classes from whatever he was at. He moved up a few weight classes. I think he had already just fought Broner or whatever it was. So he had to move up a couple weight classes, 47 to 54, to fight Miguel Cotto. And they said, okay, you want to fight Cotto, you got to sign an extension. You got to sign a contract with Golden Boy. He was like, nah. So then he came back. They said, well, you know, if you want to fight Linares, we don't want to sign your life away. Al Heyman could be part of the deal and everything. So he was in talks to fight Linares at 35. They said, you know, he said that all of a sudden he got paid $3.5 or $3 million to fight Sergey Lipinets. Do y'all know why that is? You can go back to Keith Thurman fighting Leonard Bundini Bundu. He couldn't find nobody to fight him at the time. Nobody wanted to fight Keith Thurman. You know, so they gave him $3 million. You know, they gave him $3 million just because nobody wanted to fight him. Fast forward to Earl Spence. He was in a similar situation to Mikey Garcia. Golden Boy wanted to sign him to a contract for the Miguel Cotto fight. Al Heyman paid him $3.5 million to fight Lamont Peterson, not to take the fight. So Al Heyman, I think it's called a retention plan. I forgot what it called. Somebody told me. He will overpay you not to take that fight and sign that contract with whoever. And that's why you haven't heard Mikey Garcia sign with Zuffa Boxing, whatever it's called, with Dana White. Because Al Heyman might be like, man, You know, he probably looking over like this ain't a good deal, or you might want to ask this for that. Danny Jacobs, you know, still works with Al Haymon. He still advises him. He was one of his first real fighters out the amateurs. But you know, I guarantee you, Danny Jacobs regret that deal. But Danny Jacobs got a guarantee in his contract of probably $1 million per fight on HBO. So if he had a 6-fight deal, he's guaranteed at least $6 million out of that fight deal to fight on HBO. And that's why they losing money with Danny Jacobs, because he's not fighting nobody. You know, they not fighting nobody. They not fighting nobody, man. So, you know, that's what it is. Al Haymon will pay for you or tell you not to accept the deal. Danny Jacobs, he probably went to Al, was like, man, this is a great opportunity. They going to do this for me. Al was like, I'm not going to hold you back. Go ahead and make your mistake on your own. You live and you learn. And Danny Jacobs probably regretting that. Say whatever you want to believe. He the same. His stock is the same as it was when he left Premier Boxing Champions. Not saying he only 2 fights into the deal, but he hasn't been able to chase down Duck Goose, Canelo, or Golovkin. You know, so the fighters that Eddie actually want, that I listened out there, you heard the last 5 minutes, whatever I talked about, how Al Haymon will pay them not to take a deal. And then as far as that, Al Haymon has been good for a lot of these guys. People say, well, Adrien Broner made 1-5 versus Jesse Vargas. He can go with Eddie Hearn and make $3 million. That's a good fucking plan. But when your manager advisor is showing you how to invest money so you can be sitting on stacks on stacks on stacks, that's invaluable. When you got a financial advisor that's not penny pinching off your bag or penny pinching off your checks. You know, I'm gonna go off topic for a minute real quick. In the NFL, how do you think NBA players go broke? They got accountants, and if they smart, they got accountants, right? If accountant, you know, every deal you get, he count your money, make sure your bill paid. Every check you get, he pinch off 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000. You would depend on what you make. You won't miss it. You won't notice that money was gone. You be like, you have somebody, you know, go through your books and do an audit of your own books, or whatever, and you go through it, right? And you be like, well, we got, you know, out of your $100 million deal, it's about 20-30% that's unaccounted for. We don't know where that 20-30% of the money was going on, Saul, Mike James Boxing. 20-30% of that money was going through this deal. We know you paid, you know, your 15% to your manager and your 10% to your sports agent fee. You bought this, that, and that, and that, and this, and that. But we still can't account for that 20-30% that was gone. That's how motherfuckers go broke. And bad deals, your accountant will pinch off your shit in a minute. He will. And for you to have a financial advisor like Al Haymon, that's showing you how to invest the money, you know, and he not pinching off your money. He not giving you no bad business deal. He only giving you really positive business and investment advice. That's invaluable, man. You hear Gary Russell just did an interview with Vilify Media. He said, I hope that my fellow DMV natives, Jerry Swift Hearn and Javante Tank Davis, is investing their money right. So I invest my money right so I can take care of my loved ones. That's Al Haymon that's showing these guys how to invest the money. Earl Spence said it out his mouth. He said the relationship with me and Al Haymon is more than boxing. It's about setting my life up for after boxing. That's what y'all can't account for. You know, the bond that Al Haymon has with his fighters. The only person I ever heard, it's only 2 people I only heard say bad things about Al Haymon. Well, really ain't bad things. Vinas Monterosian left for Al Haymon, you know, after he got a few good fights out of him. And Adonis Stevenson say, well, I don't like, you know, fighting Sean Mohagan, or he said he was mad about a fight date. And that's the last dude in the Premier Boxing Champions that should be mad at Al Haymon. Al Haymon single-handedly changed Adonis Stevenson's life by him running over from HBO to Showtime. Nobody in Premier Boxing Champions, including Floyd Mayweather, should be thanking Al Haymon more than Adonis Stevenson. Adonis Stevenson be getting top dollar for fighting bottom bums. And I pray to God next weekend we can get rid of that motherfucker, man. And Badou Jack we trust. But the fighters that Eddie wants to target is the Premier Boxing Champion fighters. you know, who don't have a promotional contract, who could sign a deal openly, and basically he said, well, there's nothing that Al Hammond can do, because Bob Arum tries to do the same thing. Like I used the analogy the other day. That's like having your hoes in the line, you feel me? You a pimp, you super fly. They remake a super fly God, I don't know why. They gonna fuck up a classic, but that's like you having your hoes on your arm. Or you in the club with your girl, you like, man, nigga, take my bitch then. Because if she loyal to you, and then she down for you, and she know where you eating good, what she eating good at, and you taking care of her, why she gonna go with another nigga? But if you ain't handling your business, piping it down right, making sure she good, and make sure she fed and shit, she gonna go ahead and go with him. So Al Hammond basically say this. I know I got a whole bunch of managerial contract, advisement contract. Hey, come take my hoe if you can take my hoe. Who took his hoe so far? Eddie Hearn took Danny Jacobs. But Al still making his 5 or 10% or whatever he making his deal with Danny Jacobs though. So Eddie Hearn's deal is to find more Danny Jacobs in the Premier Boxing Champion Shuffle. You know, that's his challenge right now. And Bob Arum said, well, I'm in talks with fighters to come over and assign them to the top ranked ESPN. That was a month or two ago. So where's these fighters that you was in talks with? Eddie Hearn is gonna go 2 or 3 months by. We're gonna be like, oh, you got Sammy Vasquez? That's who you got? Oh, you signed Miguel Vasquez to this contract. Oh, you signed Magic Man Saluki. Oh, you got who? Michael Grant? Oh my God, he got a light heavyweight. Who is this great light heavyweight that he got? Huh? John Pascal? He came out of retirement. You got him? It's gonna be shit like that. He got to hit the golden goose. He said, well, Broner is a superstar. I love Broner. He's a star. Let's get him on here. I'm like, he barking up the wrong tree. Keith Thurman is the best bet. That's CJ about Al, but he's also allowed boxers to duck each other and yeah, of course. He's a manager. That's what my gripe about him, man. I did a video on that too. Hey, I'm an equal criticism opportunist, dog. If you be on some fuck shit, I'm gonna get you. He right. Errol Spence came out in an article. I did a video on it not too long ago and said that, well, Al Hammond wanted Danny Garcia and Sean Porter to fight me, but he can't make them fight me. He's a manager. And when a manager sit down with you, he give you 3 options, 4 options. Okay, all right, Danny, you want like the Matisse fight. Go back and watch the final press conference. Andrew Garcia said they gave us 3 or 4 options. Matisse could have been out of here. We didn't have to fight him. That's exactly what he said. He said, we didn't have to fight Matisse. That was his guy, honest. That was his honest. He was like, but we chose him. So when your manager sit down with you, he say, okay, this is what we going to make fighting Jerry Swift Heard. This is what we going to make fighting Saddam Ali, Charlo. This is what we going to make fighting Kell Brook. And this is what we going to make fighting Magic Man Saluki. Which fight you want to, this fight going to happen here. This fight going to happen there, you know. And this is the date for this, that, and that. And it's up to the fighter ultimately to make the pick. So ultimately, and when Triple H 1200 punch quote, he already know. We've been saying the fighters got more control than they know, or than they leading the bleeder ball. If a fighter really want to fight another fighter, they can make that happen. Real shit, you can make it happen. So you can say that about Eddie Hearn. You can say it about Bob Arum, who had, dude, one of the fights that I really wanted to see, dog. And people probably say, I'm sick of this motherfucker bringing. I want to see Juan Manuel Lopez take on Gamboa. I don't care. Everybody, Gamboa would have killed him. I wanted to see the fucking fight. Because at the time, it was a good fight that everybody wanted to see at whatever, what, 126, whatever it was happening at. Man, this motherfucker never delivered on that fight. So promoters do the same thing. They do. Promoters do the exact same thing. They will marinate a fight and never let it happen. So Al Hammond ain't guilty of something that ain't already happened. Oh yeah, I get shit. That's between Broner and Porter. That's between Broner and Porter. I don't know why he wasn't given an option, but historically, Al Hammond get 3 options out. That's what your manager do. And at the end of the day, I don't know what happened with that. I hear you keep saying that. I have never heard that though. that Broner had just the Porter option. And I'm not saying that you lying, but punch quote, but I ain't never heard that. Well, he was talking like that was his only option though. But at the end of the day, Eddie Hearn has to target the Premier Boxing Champion fighters in the free agent boxers. He said, yes, it's a bunch of free agent boxers that been calling me and doing this. Yeah, he fought Austin Trout fighting Jamel Charlo, man. I don't understand why that's happening. They said it's a step. It's a step. Hell, Austin Trout needs to retire. Beast. So, yeah, that's just, I don't know why. And I believe that's a dumb venue for that. I'm gonna answer that in the end. Bring that question right back up. Copy and paste that. I'm gonna answer that towards the end. But yeah, Eddie Hearn wants to target the boxing promote free agents. Will he do it? I mean, I'm gonna tell you his best to get, bro. The best for Eddie Hearn to get is AB. To try to get AB. Because if you get AB, he close with a lot of guys. You get AB, you possibly can get Gervonta Tank Davis to have Mayweather send him over there. Because Eddie Hearn and Mayweather Promotion has good. They have good rapport. They was gonna do a fight series in the UK between Mayweather Promotion fighters and Matchroom fighters a few years ago. So they do work together. Keith Thurman is a guy that probably gonna want to be saved by that deal. But then again, once you go for these big guys, either if you're going for Earl Spence, I'm just hypothetically saying, Earl Spence gonna want Terrence Bennett. He won't want the flexibility of fighting Crawford, Horn, Porter, Danny Garcia. It's a lot of holes in what Eddie Hearn is saying. His startup is gonna be similar to the startup of Premier Boxing Champions. Because the end of Golden Boy era with Al Heyman and Richard Schaefer and the beginning of Premier Boxing Champions was elongated. Because you remember they was running out Danny Garcia contract and it was a whole bunch of trash fights in 13 and 14. I had never seen so many trash fights in my life. And I legitimately was ready to go find Al Heyman. But then they come out and start Premier Boxing Champions. They give us a whole bunch of trash fights on Premier Boxing Champions. Then after the first year and a half, Adrien Broner said, well, Al Heyman called a meeting with us. He told us no more cupcake fights. You're going to have to fight the tough fights. So then they started stepping up their level of competition. But the reason why they lost Spike, the reason why they let ESPN go, the reason why Showtime scaled it back is because they wasn't giving them the fights that was going to draw those top ratings. You know, they wasn't giving the fight. But Al Heyman has to pipeline the NBC, Fox, and the CBS deal. It's just the proper fights. Well, they told him don't bring Adrien Broner back to regular television because they tired of his mouth. And that 30-second delay ain't cutting it with him. You are overestimating the scale of the deal is capable of offering. You don't understand what I'm saying. What you guys don't understand about this Eddie Hearn situation is this. You must have missed it and came in late. It's not about the money. Because the money, look, if Premier Boxing Champion fighters were starving for money, please believe me, dog, those guys would have been left for the lack of fighting once and twice a year for the sake of God. Get this through your mind. They getting money. If somebody offered one of his top fighters in Al Heyman, I hate to repeat myself and be redundant, he gonna match that, bro. If he can't match it, he's still gonna manage and advise them guys through that Eddie Hearn deal. Like Danny Jacobs. He's still with Danny Jacobs. It was a hell of a deal. He said, well, if you getting, I don't know the deal in particular, I'm just talking. Well, if you're getting $1 million minimum per fight for a 6-fight deal, and most of your fights gonna be at Madison Square Garden and Brooklyn Barclays Center, then you gotta take the deal. I'm still gonna manage and advise and look over your deals, but you know that's a good deal. You go take that. Congratulations. Y'all saying okay? I just broke down the numbers. I'm trying to break them down. Basically, each fighter can get $3 million per fight on this fight deal. That's what the $1 billion break down to 8 years. Okay, that's a good thing for $3 million per fight, you know. But at the end of the day, if people gonna subscribe to this, for one, for two, who gonna sign up? He only could target Al Heyman fighters who don't have a promotional contract. In which I believe Keith Thurman may have a promotional contract with Lou DiBella. I'm not sure on that. So he got a target to Charlo twins who told him, no, I'm not signing with your bitch ass. They told him already. Earl Spence already told Golden Boy. He was like, nah, I'm straight. I'm sticking with Al. So who is these fighters that get on target? Tank is with Mayweather Promotions. So like I said before, if he got to go through Top Rank to get a particular fighter, Bob Arum not going to do it unless he's compensated. So that's digging in your $1 billion over 8 years that break down to $125 million per year. And you got to dig in and pay Al Heyman, and also you got to pay Terrence Crawford to come on your network. Yeah, a purse bid is basically when two fighters teams can't come together, and whoever bids the most money or find the investor to bid the most money on the fight. Let's say Danny Garcia asks John Deere. I'm just saying hypothetically, hey John Deere, come bid on this fight for me. And they win the bid. So Danny Garcia is invested in him. They control where the fight gonna take place at and all the particulars. They control the board. So Povetkin is the king of winning purse bids. So a purse bid basically gives you an advantage. And some of them they have purse splits with them as well. I heard some purse splits being 70-30, to the champion, and 30 or some shit. I can't remember. Some of them sanctioning bodies put purse splits on there, and they're horrible purse splits. So basically, it just when you can't come to agreement, somebody bid on it in your favor, or whoever bids on it. It's guys that I usually never hear of, and you get to figure out where the venue of the fight go. And then at the end of the day, a lot of guys don't like hearing what they say. They'll pull out and say, "Fuck that." I ain't fighting there. Y'all can have your little title, whatever. They didn't actually kiss. Stop that now. Yeah, they didn't kiss. That picture don't do it justice, though. Povetkin is the Russian. Ain't nobody. I mean, he cheated, so ain't nobody in a rush to fight him. He 36 too, so of course he gonna really want to push for it. Povetkin really only push. He could beat a lot of these guys though if he don't need Why is Devin Haney fighting on the East Coast at 10? Because that's where Showbox at. And that's where the mass meet. That's where the bigger media market is on the East Coast. If you want to break as a fighter and you're not Hispanic, you want to break on the East Coast. Because that's just where New York City is. That's the major media market. That's why you see a lot of fights going at the Barclays Center, Madison Square Garden, Philly, Atlantic City, Kovalev, and Eddie Alvarez is August 4th in the Hard Rock Hotel in Atlantic City. Bivol's on the undercard, and y'all know that's my guy right there, Dimitri Bivol, man. I'm a believer. I'm sanctified Dimitri Bivol believer. But yeah, basically back to my man's question. They say you underestimate the money. You underestimate the loyalty that Al Heyman has with his fighters. You know what I'm saying? You underestimating that. Y'all say, oh, look at all this money. It's not the UK. Yeah, but the main event might not start till fucking 1 o'clock. It depends. They might get the main event on about 11:30. I don't know what the card looks. I know Joshua Greer's fighting on the card. What's going on, Quan? Tampa. Y'all still Wu-Tanging out there in Tampa? I ain't been out there in like 5-6 years. But you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, man, it depends. Yeah, y'all underestimating the loyalty of Al Heyman fighters. So he got Danny Jacobs. He feeling like a boss, but at the end of the day, Danny Jacobs was a pawn bigger than I don't know about who, but we still do our thing. I had a whole bunch of niggas doing that dance, dog, when I was in college. But yeah, y'all underestimating the loyalty. You think Al Heyman is about to let Errol Spence walk to that platform? And if you think Errol Spence walking to that platform without a Terrence Crawford, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia being in it, it ain't gonna happen. That's what y'all underestimating, the loyalty that Al Heyman has with his fighters. Anytime you got a whole bunch of promotional free agents that's just fighting on a promotional fight-by-fight contract and nobody's came and signed them to a promotional deal but Danny Jacobs, y'all underestimating this man's power. Y'all saying money talk. It's not about the money. That's what y'all not understanding, though. You're not understanding. Charlos already knew about the deal. They said, fuck you, dog. They told Eddie Hearn, fuck you. Y'all said, it's the money. It's not the UK. What's what y'all understand? That's what y'all don't understand. Oh, yeah. Y'all looking at $8 billion. This fight breaks down to pay each fighter, if it stays the way it is, 3 point something million per fight. But why am I going to fight nobodies for $3 million per fight? And I have to sign at the Matchroom USA? And I see what they doing with Danny Jacobs? Hell no. Most of them, like Charlo said, they not doing it. And if Charlo's not doing it, Rich's Progress not doing it, even though he got to deal with Lou DiBella. And then even Robert Brandon, lower level guy, he ain't doing it. Earl Spence ain't doing it. They all in the same gym. And you underestimate, a lot of them premier boxing champion guys was in the same amateur system with each other. So if one say I'm not doing it, it's a domino effect. Now if they can get the top dog to do it, like an Adrien Broner, some people might fall in line with it. They got to get the head. They got to get the head, and the body will fall. But can he get the head? We're offering them that. I'm not underestimating the power of money. Are y'all fucking dumb? I'm sorry. Are y'all retarded? Do y'all listen to any of the 30, 45 minutes that I just said? And if you just hopped in, I apologize. Because I'm tired of repeating myself, because this is going to be the third time. Y'all talking about a difference between $1 or $2 million. And it's probably not even that. It's not even that. It's more than just, I'm going to sign with Eddie Hearn, Matchroom USA, and sign with DAZN. You sign with them and you exclusively fight on DAZN. Who are you fighting? Answer me that question. You go over there, who are you fighting on DAZN? If the agenda is to get all the belts for Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford, I'm just throwing his name in there, who are you fighting? Who are you fighting over at DAZN? Danny Jacobs has done good as he could under Jacobs. Danny Jacobs was better fight when he beat Peter Quillen. That was his pinnacle right there in his career. Danny Jacobs ain't doing shit on HBO. Danny Jacobs is about as known as he was before the Matchroom deal. And basically, it's not really Eddie Hearn or his fault. It's HBO fault. Adrien Broner would do. Are you stupid? Didn't Adrien Broner, ain't that the same Adrien Broner that turned down a $45 million deal for like 5 or 7, 8 years with Rock Nation? He turned down a deal of $5 million per year. So you telling me he didn't want to go with Jay-Z, but he wanted to go with Eddie Hearn for 3.4 or 4 or 5 or $4 million, not even $4 million, $3 million per fight, and it's the same guy that turned down a $5 million per fight deal. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? No. He turned $5 million to go with down Jay-Z per fight, or something like that. But he gonna go with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn don't have no connections over here in the USA. Who is Adrien Broner gonna fight? Who he gonna fight? Who he gonna fight? Gary Cochran? PBC ain't no PBC deal, bro. It's no PBC deal. PBC don't sign fighters, my brother. The real reason Adrien Broner didn't take that Rock Nation deal is because of the history between Al Haym and Beyonce, and Jay-Z got caught up in that shit. I ain't going into what happened. It's some shit about extortion. Broner don't want the Khan fight. That's what y'all not understanding. If he wanted the Khan fight, don't y'all think he'd be calling out? He would be calling out Khan instead of Timothy Bradley. Now, if he was calling out Khan, I'd be like, yeah, Adrien Broner about to go sign with Eddie Hearn and do this deal. He not even thinking about Amir Khan. He wants to fight at 140 or 144. Amir Khan can't make that weight, brother. That ain't happening. And Eddie Hearn can't even give y'all Khan versus Brook, and he owns both of them. So my question to everybody is this, bro. Who is they gonna fight? Even if he signs an Earl Spence, who is he gonna fight? Because obviously that's the Black Plague right there. Oh, they signed Earl Spence. I ain't getting in. I can stay with Al, and we could just be free. Earl Spence, and then why would you handcuff yourself to exclusively fighting on DAZN? Why would you do that? Now if he asks Al Haym, like, look here, man, I know you got a lot of fight dates. Man, I know you got a lot of fight dates, Al, man. I'm not gonna sign your guys to an exclusive contract. I got 16 fight dates, Al Haymon. I could pay your guys $3 million per fight or whatever it may be, to come on DAZN I'm cool. You know, can I borrow Adrien Broner to fight Amir Khan? You know, can we do something with maybe I can call Bob Arum, we get Terence Crawford and Earl Spencer fight on this subscription. You know, I need to hit it big. Now, if he came at Al like that, how am I not being objective? Do y'all get it through y'all brain, though? I don't. It's the same thing with AJ and Wilder. Y'all don't get who gonna take the deal, and he announces the deal, but he can't. He don't like. All right, once you announce the deal, bro, you announce the deal, okay? You be like, all right, I'm starting What the Fuck Promotions. This is my first fighter. This is who we got signed. We signed Jimmy Slick Wick from Cleveland, Ohio. He gonna be the next greatest thing. Did Eddie Hearn do that? No, he did not. Oh, this is Keith Thurman right here. He signed the DAZN. This is Gary Russell. We signed him. This is this. What y'all don't understand is the bond that Al Heyman got. Those guys speak glowingly of him. And if Al Heyman say, oh, go over to DAZN and make your money, man. All right, then I'm cool with it. If I get it, see you, dog. But you really think these brothers, that's basically a fraternity of premier boxing champions who came up to the amateurs, they go to all their fights, and they a fraternity. You think if one don't go, none of them want to go, you think they gonna go? You think one of them gonna walk out the pack and say, hey, Master Eddie, I just want to sign your deal? No, fuck no. The Charlos already set the standard. I ain't fucking doing it. Fuck Eddie Hearn. Oh, I want to sign Deontay Wilder. And then this with this Deontay Wilder situation. Okay? Look at this. Who would you want to sign with? Check this out, bro. This nigga say I got $1 billion backing, right? I know who took Bob Arum's deal, Mr. Graves? Who took Bob Arum's deal? I'm not saying nobody gonna take the deal, but Bob Arum did this same shit 2 months ago. Oh yeah, we in talks and signing some of Al Heyman fighters. Who did Al Heyman sign? Who did Bob Arum sign? I'm in talks with Premier Boxing Champions. None of them got promotional contract. We're going to bring some over to ESPN Top Rank. We in talks with some of them. Who did they sign? Who did Top Rank sign? This is 2 months ago. Did Keith Thurman sign with Top Rank? Did Adrien Broner sign with Top Rank? Did Earl Spence sign with Top Rank? Did Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, Leo Santa Cruz? Carl Frampton? Who was these guys that signed the Top Rank? Premier Bum Champions. At the end of the day, but you watch Premier Bum Champions though. You watch it though, but you can't. But you're not calling ESPN Top Rank Bum Champions, and they give you mismatch. Who was Gilberto Ramirez fucking fought? Who was he fought? I mean, y'all quick to talk about Premier Boxing Champion. I ain't saying that it's perfect though. But what is these great fights they put on? Nigga, the Lomachenko tickets dropped from $80 to $56, dog. Do you know how many tickets left for that fight? How many? I mean, you can walk in that bitch and get a ticket for $18 tomorrow, dog. What is HBO doing? I hear y'all niggas talk so much shit about when Al Heyman started Premier Boxing Champions. I heard so much shit about it, though. But where's the same backlash with HBO? Where is it? HBO giving you bullshit fight. Oh, Triple G, it's Canelo fight. I'm going to watch Valdez Montero. Some of y'all are some of the most fickle, dick-sucking motherfuckers on the planet, dog. Y'all will talk shit about Al Heyman, but won't pass judgment on Peter Nelson and HBO. I'm just saying, though, man. Y'all have nitpick what they doing over there, but ain't nobody barked a word about HBO. Danny Jacobs and Magic Man Saluki, Sergey Kovalev and Ignar Manakafak, whoever the fuck he is. Who is living up to the hype, Dan Saul? Who is? Who's giving you the best fights right now? ESPN Top Rank give you the best fights? Matchroom USA give you the best fights? HBO give you the best fights right now? Or is it Showtime Premier Boxing Champions give you the best fights right now? Who giving you the best fights? No, it ain't nobody. That's a cop-out, Saul. Who giving you the best fights right now? Exactly. That's who giving you the best fights right now. It might not be the greatest fights. It might not be what we used to in the 90s. Evander, Bo, Lennox, Andrew Gulata, Tyson, David Tour. That's over with, dog. That's over with. You know what I'm saying? That's over with, brother. We can complain about all these fights, and I'm saying it's all shit, man. It's all shit. We should have seen Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence fight by now. We should have seen Sean and Danny fought last year. I'm not defending what Al is doing, though, but I'm just saying. You say I'm dropping 10 to 15. Let me see what he said real quick. Yeah, boys, or drop a boxing channel later today. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna go check you out, bro. I'm gonna check it. But what I'm saying is this, though. Before I can get to the end of this video, man, because I had a long day. I couldn't watch. I couldn't take my puppy up the street to the groomer because they packed for 2 or 3 weeks. Everybody want to act like they dog food, so I had to wash my puppy in the sink. So I'm a little bit on edge today. That ain't an easy fucking job. I'll go live with it next time on Facebook. It's not an easy job to watch that nigga. So that's why he over on the other side tied up. He a white dog, so it ain't easy. You got to choke the little motherfucker. Stop for P to come at me. Trying to jump off the sink and shit, and I ain't got time for it. But what I'm saying is this, dog. At the end of your mind, if you think dudes are loyal to... Dude, Tyrone, bro, I'm giving you examples, dog. Examples of how loyal he got it, though, bro. Danny Jacobs was one in a few. Danny went, Al Hammond said, man, I appreciate you, bro. We still going to work together. I'm going to look over your deals, but you got a $1 million minimum. I'm just saying that's hypothetically. To fight 6 fights from HBO, man, Showtime can't even offer you that, man. I can't even get you that on the market. I mean, go ahead, good day. But you seen Bob Arum has came in and tried to even take Adrien Broner. He said, man, Bob Arum had me come out to his house to sign a deal. He showed me a whole bunch of money in my face. I didn't take it. Rock Nation tried to get Adrien Broner. Adrien Broner is the hottest commodity on Premier Boxing Champions other than Deontay Wilder right now. You Earl Spence turned down the Golden Boy offer. Mikey Garcia turned down the Golden Boy offer. I think Keith Thurman is affiliated with Lou DiBella, so that no, I'm good on that one. Why they don't go for fullback Sean Porter? You know? Danny Garcia, why haven't they targeted him? Why haven't he went nowhere yet? After his Golden Boy deal ran out, he's been a free agent. So you think that they are reinventing the wheel by doing this, dog? It's other promoters that have came in and tried to snatch up these fighters, dog. You know, and it ain't happening. What y'all don't know behind the scenes is Al Hammond is giving them more money than what y'all believe it is, man. When they go over there to Al, man, they make $1.5 million, you know, whatever it may be. Al Hammond gonna have them invest some of that money, and that's why you see Broner. Broner ain't never been a pay-per-view star, but he's sitting on stacks on racks on racks on stacks on stacks on racks. Cause it's the investment, dog. It's a rapport between the brothers and Al Hammond. You know, it's something that can't be broken. That's a bond for life. They seen how he did what he did for Vernon Forrest, man. They seen what he did with Floyd Mayweather, and that's the big sticking point. People say, damn, look what he did with Floyd. Y'all think Floyd was the nigga was hashing out them $100 and $300 million deals? Who y'all think that was? Who y'all think was hashing out them deals, bro? That's Al Hammond. When Floyd got that big boy mansion built, yeah, Al Hammond told me to be patient, man. I was patient and it happened. The strip club, the toy box, whatever you got in Vegas, that's Al Hammond, bro. It's deeper than boxing. And this is a man that worked with Michael Jackson, who about to do another tour with New Edition. And I think a lot of y'all underestimate the man because y'all don't know his background. And I think a lot of people underestimate because he don't see him talk. So that is what it is, man. But then I was going to segue into this, dog. And I get into I'm trying to tell you what it is. He got Danny Jacobs, man. I give him that. But that was because of the HBO deal, bro. An HBO deal when Danny Jacobs signed was gold. It was piss and platinum, dog. You know, it was a great deal for him because for Danny Jacobs, it was, all right, they going to make me get my Triple G rematch. They going to make me get, they going to help me get a Canelo fight. He thought they really was going to push him, but they not forcing, I think since Ken Hirschman left and Peter Nielsen took over, they not forcing him to force Canelo and Triple G to fight him. So it's a deal gone down the drain. Since Peter Nielsen took over HBO, it's been shit. You know, I'm just keeping it real. You know, I'm not going to tell y'all no shit that I'm being blunt honest about. I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all to be very, very, very honest. I'm not gonna put no false propaganda out here, man. I read these articles all day, and then I got sources through the back door as well too that's telling me certain things. But and then again, I was about to segue to this in a minute ago. We're gonna be on for a minute. Let me see what this dude doing, man. Give me 1 minute. But yeah, my bad. He was playing with his bone and shit. But I forgot. But this is what I was gonna segue into. Excuse me. Basically, not everybody's gonna continue to take Anthony Joshua's side. Okay, Al Heyman, Anthony Joshua negotiated through the social media or through the internet, said that, if that's the case, give me $50 million and I'll take the fight and I'll come wherever you want me to come. Paraphrasing. Come on, man, damn. And I'm paraphrasing. I got my $50 million. They gave him $50 million plus 50% on the back end. And now what he's saying is, what Eddie Hearn is saying is this. What Eddie Hearn is saying this. He's like, we're gonna take AJ to take $5 or $10 million less just to fight at the UK. So basically, what they saying is that the money they said the funds was good, the plan was good, the money was good, the money was in the bag. Okay, the money was in the bag, but we don't want the money because we want to fight in the UK. He say, yeah, man, we did 80,000, 90,000, 60,000 over in the UK. We built up for years, and you know what? We don't want to deprive our fans of the biggest fight. Why take the biggest fight to the US when we should have it here in the UK? Because, Deontay Wilder got the most money because of Al Heyman, and you guys only can afford to pay Deontay Wilder $12.5 million as a flat fee, and you want your star athlete to take a $5 or $10 million pay cut. AJ's the A-side. No, in this situation, he's not the A-side. You could say he bring 3 belts to the table. You could say he got Eddie Hearn. You could say this and that. But at the end of the day, what did he ask for? He asked for $50 million fucking dollars. And not only did they give him $50 fucking million, they gave him 50% on the back end. So he could make north of, what, 70, 80, $90 million? AJ can't make $50 million in 2 fights. AJ's biggest purse is $18 million, dog. What's 18 plus 18 to 18 times 2? Can anybody answer that for me? I'm pretty sure it ain't $50 million. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying, bro. They got the money. They gave him what he asked for. They gave him $50 fucking million plus 50% of the revenue plus the money he gonna make from Sky TV on his television. So they gave him the money. Why y'all trying to rationalize irrational bullshit? He gave him the money. He said, okay, I want my $50 million. Obviously in this deal, Deontay Wilder is happy with whatever he getting. Whatever they giving him, he's happy about it. He's happy. So if the most money is to come over to America, which is the A side of boxing, who don't want to fight in Vegas? Who don't want to fight in Vegas? That's the dream venue for a lot of guys. And if he was doing so great in the UK, why haven't they broken any live gate records over there with 80,000 people? Why haven't I heard about groundbreaking, record-breaking live gates? Wembley is not better than Vegas. Have you ever been to Wembley Stadium? All I heard is the football stadiums in the UK is terrible views for the fight. Why hasn't Wembley broken any records? Why hasn't any major Americans tried to go over there and fight in Wembley Stadium? Well, if it's so great of a venue like Vegas is, why didn't Floyd want to go over there and fight Amir Khan and somebody in Wembley? Why didn't Roy Jones never want to go over there? It ain't no hometown advantage. Floyd fought in Atlantic City. Floyd fought in a lot of different venues before he made Vegas his hometown. You know why he chose to fight in Vegas and not New York City and not LA and not Miami? Because Vegas got the high rollers. They got the big pockets. They got the deep pockets. It's just millionaires walking around. They gonna spend the money. They got the strip. Vegas never closes. Vegas is 24/7. Vegas is where the money at. Vegas is a star. But hold on. Slow it down. And my conceited voice. Slow it down. Wasn't this hunk of metal, this big old Hawk fucking reject trying to fight Vladimir Klitschko in Vegas? Wasn't he over there in Vegas trying to hash out a deal to fight Vladimir Klitschko? Oh, I see the views dropping off because we get into that real shit now. It's not that they outbid everybody else, it's that it's a lot of high rollers. So wasn't Anthony Joshua about to try to fight Klitschko in Vegas? So why he can't fight Deontay Wilder for way more money than he about to fight Klitschko for? And now y'all is just some sucker niggas, dog. I'm just sorry, dog. Like, niggas like y'all, dog, is just suckers, bro. Like, I just can't say it no other way because I'm a very blunt person, though. Like, he says, give me $50 million. They come up with the $50 million plus some on the back end. What's not to take about taking the fight? What's not to take the fight? Don't nobody give a fuck about the UK and boxing in the UK. Ain't nobody care about watching Deontay Wilder fight Anthony Joshua at 5 o'clock amongst casual fans, bro. That's another sticking point. Any fight that go on in the UK at 5 o'clock on Showtime HBO is not going to do good numbers, dog. I defend Anthony Joshua and Justin Parker in them numbers, too. Ain't nobody Christmas time going to be at home at 5 p.m. November, December when they try to target in September, which will be a fucking fool. What casual fan gonna sit there and say, oh, Wilder and Joshua fighting at 5 p.m. on Showtime? Get the fuck out of here. Niggas is at the mall, especially in September. Niggas still chasing cooter. Niggas doing all types of stuff still. This fight is a United States fight, like it or not. If Anthony Joshua came up with the look here, man. Joshua countered that offer. Well, Eddie and Barry countered the offer, dog. Why would I take a pay cut if I'm Wilder of over $12 million to fight Anthony Joshua? Why would I take a pay cut? You know? Why would I take a pay cut to come to the UK to fight Anthony Joshua? How does that sound? Well, the first fight should be in the UK. The first fight shouldn't be shit. The first fight should be whoever paying the most money like a purse bid. Oh, you paid the most money? Go ahead. And what's the fucked up thing about it is, if they ain't got the money for a Wilder fight, how they gonna win a purse bid versus Alexander Povetkin? Huh? How they gonna win the purse bid versus Alexander Povetkin? It don't matter. You say that's a football that's not boxing. Look here, dog. If you got a big boxing fight and you promote it the right way, them same football fans will leave that football stadium to come over to Vegas and watch Deontay Wilder and Joshua fight. People in America just like big events. It ain't the World Series. Don't nobody be at none of them baseball games. Baseball games about 20, 40, 30 people there every day. But when the World Series come, it's packed. Americans love big events. They love controversial events. They just love big events. And that's the God honest truth. I can't say what type of atmosphere Wembley put. I never been there, but all I've been hearing is that, you know, Anthony Joshua fights is a social event. I heard that through a UK person mouth. I can have him come on. My man Dr. Blinks. So whatever you want to say, Vegas is trumping Wembley Stadium. You can say it till you blue in your face, because them same $10 tickets y'all selling at Wembley Stadium is gonna go for 1,000 at Vegas at least. It's gonna go for 1,000. So that's what you failing to realize, man. It ain't gonna take place, Lone Wolf, because Joshua don't want to come over to the United States. He said a long time ago, I don't want to fight in Vegas. I don't have no desire. And Lennox Lewis say, man, shut the fuck up. Yeah, he went. What up to Derek Williams, man? Coming in with some straight facts. Joshua just want all the advantages so he can cheat against, and that's what it is, man. Didn't Malik Scott go over there and get robbed too? I don't even rock with dude, but didn't they rob him? You know? All I'm saying is this, dog. He put it, look, all they negotiating, dog. They negotiating. Yeah, we're going to do the fight. The UK, hey, Wilder, we're going to pay you 12.5. That's 6 more times you ever made, whatever they want to say. You know, Joshua going to make what he made. Oh, but you ain't getting no money on the back end. And then ain't no TV money in it for you because you're not a pay-per-view star in your home country. And plus, the fight going to go down at 5 p.m. in your home country. So, you just take this $12.5 million. It's good enough for you. And Wilder say, hell no, motherfucker. I mean, Al, man. Al come with a deal. Offer Joshua $50 million, 50% on the back end. And then it comes out the narrative is this. Well, I don't want to sign my life away. So Eddie Hearn is going to make him sign a long-term extension because his contract with Matchroom is up. And he say, I don't want to sign my life away. So they doing everything to deter Anthony Joshua to taking this fight. Oh, we offer you Toffee Hall, a football stadium where Manchester, who gives a fuck, plays. Who cares? Versus Alexander Povetkin. But little do they know is you can have a deal for Povetkin, but Povetkin going to take it to purse bid and win. And you going to Russia. Or you going to drop the WBA and the WBO belt. So he playing with fire anyway. Either way, that's a tough fight, Povetkin or Wilder. That ain't no easy fight, especially if it ain't no random drug testing involved. Povetkin gonna get Jeff, you know it. He ain't gonna take no deal they got offering. He gonna take that motherfucker to Russia. And Joshua black ass gonna be going to Russia. So then they do that, yeah, you know. So yeah, we just offer Wilder 12.5. They don't want the fight, man. And for y'all still believing in holding hands and still trying to blame Deontay Wilder, who came up with the funds to make the fight happen in the United States. Now, oh, we the A side, we should have it in the UK. When the fuck have y'all ever been the A side in a situation like that? In a big fight? When have y'all ever been the A side? When has Roy Jones ever came over there in a real fight? When has Muhammad Ali ever really came over there in a real fight? When has Mike Tyson ever went over there and fought anybody in his prime? When did Floyd Mayweather come and fight somebody over there in his prime? When did fucking Manny Pacquiao, when he was the top pound-for-pound fighter amongst one of the best fighters, ever come to the UK and fight a top guy and had a big fight over there? Times have not changed because all I know is Earl Spence just came over there and just knocked out Kell Brook. Junior Witter got beat up by Tim Bradley. Ain't nothing changed. It's not history. Errol Spence just whooped the dude last May. That's not history. The UK, y'all don't run shit in boxing. Y'all promoters are still beneath the US promoters. Y'all market is still beneath us. Until y'all start doing some real live gates and start doing $60 and $80 pay-per-views like we do over here. And stop doing $20 pay-per-views and $15 pay-per-views. It's not gonna happen. Y'all can't fuck with us on that money shit, dog. Period. Y'all fighters are below our fighters. Anthony Joshua gonna get knocked out by Luis Ortiz or Deontay Wilder, bro. Who y'all next best fighter? Chris Eubanks Jr., George Groves will come over here and get whooped. Callum Johnson gonna come over here and get whooped. Who do y'all got? Who is the great fighter that y'all got right now? Regis Prograis gonna knock all y'all UK niggas out in that tournament if he join it. Okay, then you go where what? Carl Frampton a pussy. He dug Rigondeaux. Russell will beat the fuck out of him. Anuiwa about to beat up Ryan Burnett. I mean, how can I continue to... Hey, didn't Rigondeaux come over there and knock somebody's jaw off? Even the 168-pound division when y'all historically had it. That was a European division with Calzaghe, and I got a lot of respect for Joe Calzaghe. But now look at it. Look at it. What George Groves gonna do versus David Benavidez but sit over and piss. And piss itself. You feel me? Didn't George Groves get whooped over here by Badou Jack? Or my memory is failing me? Fury is chosen the chosen one next to Joshua. Fury is a dope fiend. He a fucking PED peddler and a cocaine user. I'm not hating on the UK, but they think they the shit. They ain't shit. Matthew Hatton came over here, got knocked out by Canelo. Ricky Hatton came over, got knocked out here twice. Am I telling any lies? Am I lying? Just tell me if I'm lying, bro. I'll log off and delete my page. Am I lying? Lennox Lewis came over here, got knocked out twice, I believe. Hakeem Rockman and Oliver McCall. So what am I lying about? Miguel Kessler came out here to Oakland, California, got beat up. You talking about history? It's history. History repeat itself. Am I lying? So who if y'all taking over, I mean, why ain't Eddie Hearn Matchroom USA doing nothing? Why? Why? He got one fighter in Jarrell Miller, bro. Big Baby Miller not even signed to him. And that one fighter he got is still associated with Al Heyman. Oh, yeah. Andre Ward whooped Carl Froch. Oh, Africa, it don't matter. It's still an American knocking out fucking Lennox Lewis. Shit, thank you for correcting me. Shout out to my homie Jeff. You know, that's all I'm saying, dog. Y'all think y'all hot shit. Y'all still beneath us and this shit. Y'all got soccer, though. Cherry picking argument. I ain't cherry picking shit. You said y'all was the history change. Y'all was the top dog. Show me where y'all got a dominant victory over American fighter. America, Africa, Antarctica, Australia, Asia, Japan, wherever you want to go. North Korea. Oh, Brazil got soccer, my boy. I don't know shit. Ain't times to change for shit. If times have changed, Eddie Hearn will come up with the $50 million offer or the $25 million to pay Deontay Wilder. He will come up with the money. If y'all times have changed and y'all the big financial pool, show my homie Deontay Wilder with 25 million pounds. With 25 million pounds, yeah. Ain't nothing changed. Y'all still beneath us. Business-wise and fighter skill-wise, y'all was never in the game. Y'all never will be in the game. Unless y'all take a whole bunch of American fighters and steal them and put them on a ship and take them to UK and raise them as y'all own. That's the only way y'all gonna fade us, bro. Unless Earl Spence takes his residence to the UK and start living out there. And I'm not hating. You could be mad at me all you want. I'm providing facts. Wilder doesn't look here we go right here. This is the shit I'm talking about. Fat Apples is my homie, but I'm about to eat through this nigga right now. Wilder doesn't deserve 15, let alone 25. That's not to be delusional. How does he not deserve 15? Okay, even though 15 wasn't even a number, homie. But how does he not deserve 15 million? But Al Heyman is gonna pay him whatever the fuck they paying him, but give Anthony Joshua 50 million just to come over here, plus 50% of the revenue on the back end. So you telling me that Anthony Joshua don't deserve at least 50 million plus 50% of the revenue on the back end? He don't deserve that. Anthony Joshua don't deserve to make 4 or 5 times more than his payday he ever made. So they robbing Anthony Joshua of potentially $75 or $80 million fighting Deontay Wilder because Deontay Wilder don't deserve 12 or 15 million to come to because he don't want to come to the UK. Here we go. What the fuck does cherry picking history is nothing. I'm not cherry picking. When have y'all, the UK, other than Joe Calzaghe, which a lot of people are highly critical of his wins over here, when has y'all ever dominated the sport of boxing? When have you woke up, Cali Enigma, Jeff? When have y'all, hey look, when have you woke up and say, damn, it's a UK fighter that's the pound for pound champion of boxing? When have a UK fighter been the pound for pound number 1 of boxing? When have you even had them sniffing the pussy around the pound for pound list? Huh? Hello? When has a UK fighter become Prince Nazim? Get the fuck out of here. That motherfucker's more overrated than a fucking Charger, dog. Than a fucking Chrysler Dodge Charger. Never. Prince Nazim was never the shit. He was struggling with Kevin Kelly, for God's sakes, bro. The UK has had and currently has a lot of champions. No, you have title holders. Title holders. And then him, Fat Apple said, I got a lot of respect for Fat Apple. So I ain't got a problem with Sufi Mommy Dan. I'm sorry, I'm horrible with names. I ain't being funny. I respect your opinion, homie, but the highest earning 2.1 Joseph Parker was undefeated and had a belt. He got 6.5, and Martin. At the end of the day, you could say whatever he deserves to have, Fat Apples. I have no issue with it. Now, if Al Heyman didn't have any money for Deontay Wilder and Joshua to happen in the United States, that would be a valid argument. Really, really value argument. I would cherish your argument. I would take that copy and paste and hanging on my man cave Hall of Fame right there. They go right there next to my puppy and my girl and my daughter picture and all of us. That would be a great. But at the end of the day, what you forgetting is, homie. What you forgetting, dog, is this. Excuse me for me. What you forgetting is Al Heyman. Hey, Anthony Joshua asked for $50 million. Not only did he give Anthony Joshua $50 million, but he gave him 50% of the revenue in the pay-per-view over in the United States. So he can make about north of 70 or 75, $80 million. So who don't want to come and make 70, 75, or at least $50 million? Who don't want to come over here and make that? Honestly, who don't want to come over here and make $75 million? I mean, I just need to know. I just need to know, though, man. They came up with the money. Y'all say this broke kid from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Where did Deontay Wilder get this buddy from? Where this country boy get Al Heyman? And then they tried to front like, oh yeah, the revenue that Al Heyman got. Yeah, man, you know that ain't real money. So I have my watch on. The funds are real, but you know what? We want to just take it over to the United States, to the UK. It deserves to be. They scared, man. They scared. It ain't no other way to slice the pie. I had somebody tell me the other day, oh, I would never call a fighter a pussy. Well, I'm calling these niggas pussies, dog. Pussies. If you a pussy, man, just because you lace up a gloves and put it on there, that don't mean shit. These new fighters deserve to be called pussies and scared and cowards, because that's what they is, though. And I'm not just talking about Anthony Joshua, because I believe that Joshua want to take the deal. I've defended Joshua the last few days. I do. This is Eddie and Barry Hunter not wanting him to rub shoulders with Al Heyman to make real money. I'm not shitting on Joshua, excuse me. I'm not. And I don't have no problem with the UK. I think Josh Taylor is one of the most fantastic fighters out there today. But history is history. Y'all ain't never did shit in the sport of boxing for real outside of Lennox Lewis and a few other guys and Joe Calzaghe. You know, y'all never dominated the sport of boxing. Y'all never had a UK invasion that forever stuck on the sport and imprinted the sport. You compare populations and it don't matter. Puerto Rico got in and produced some of the greatest fighters. You know, I don't care about the size. I mean, at the end of the day, look here, man. He want to say the population, bro. Look here. If you compare the population of the areas, the tiny island of the UK and Puerto Rico, our style is better than the US at the present moment. No, it's not. No, it's not. The UK is not better than us. The UK is not better than the state of Texas right now. Earl Spence will whoop Kell Brook, Amir Khan ass. Jamil Charlo will whoop the fuck out of Lima Smith, and Jamal Charlo. Y'all can borrow Triple G. I know he ain't from the UK, but I'm putting it out there right now. Jamal Charlo beat the fuck out of motherfucking Triple G. He'll beat the shit out of Billy Joe Saunders too. You want to go? Hey, look, you want to go? Where else can you go in Texas? That's just Texas. And you talk about historically, the state of Michigan is better than the UK of all time. This just the state of Michigan. James Toney, Tommy Hearns, Floyd Mayweather, Sugar Ray Robinson, Joe Louis. Right there, that's 4 or 5 fighters that say that's better than the whole UK, and that's just a state in the United States. That's just one state. That's one state. Belts, I don't care about a belt. A belt, how many champions in the UK are the best fighter in their division? Ryan Burnett, maybe? That's the only I can think of. Who is the best fighter in the UK that's top in their division? That's why y'all got British and Commonwealth titles. I wouldn't even consider Anthony Joshua better than Deontay Wilder because he's running like his master's got him running like a little bitch. But I give you that, Joshua. I give you Joshua Burnett. I already said him. Who else? I don't care about shit below 120. Well, below where Sorek at. Flyweight, paperweight, whatever it may be. Best champion at 126. I don't care what you say. Gary Russell Jr. You go up to 130. You can say Albert. I still say Tank because Lomachenko not there. That's 2. You go up to 135 is between Mikey Garcia and Lomachenko. Lomachenko ain't never fought at 135, so I give it to Mikey Garcia. He from the United States. That's 3. You go to 140. Ain't nobody really there. I give it to Ivan Rulick just because. He's the best fighter at 140. I don't know if he's from Russia or the UK. You go there. You go to 147. You want to go Keith Thurman, Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, all United States. You go to 154. You got Swift Hart and you got Charlo. You go to 160. You got Triple G, Canelo Alvarez, Jamal Charlo, Danny Jacobs. None of them is from the UK. You go to 168. David Benavidez, Gilberto Ramirez. They all whoop on James DeGale. That's right there. 175 is either Adonis Stevenson, Sergey Kovalev, Dmitry Bivol. All of them which is not from the UK. You go to cruiserweight. I'm pretty sure Gadsby and Alexander Usyk ain't from the UK. You go to heavyweight. I'll give you Anthony Joshua. So 2 out of like 10 divisions out of name, bro. Let's keep it real. Ukraine is doing their thing, but they not the best. They not the best. 2 of the top pound for who in the Ukraine is. Triple G ain't no pound for pound fighter. I don't care what you say. Triple G ain't fought nobody. You know, he ain't fought nobody. You want to say Alexander Usyk? I mean, he number 10. You know, but he very amateurish, and I got Gatsby beating him. I got him and Gatsby tied for number 10. I got a lot of respect for Gatsby. Gatsby could fight, and Usyk could fight too, but he just amateurish. You know, Lomachenko, he number 4-3 on my shit. I expect him to do his thing today, tomorrow for sure. I would love to check out Lomachenko in our ass, but I checked out Broner already. I'm probably going to Texas. I gotta hash that out. But at the end of the day, man, I'm not bashing the UK, man. But y'all guys don't think reasonable. Who has Jacobs ever beat, bro? Who has Jacobs ever beat? Jacobs has never been a world champion, bro. Jacobs been knocked out by Pirog and knocked down by Mora. We never held Jacobs to a high standard here. Nobody ever said that, oh, Danny Jacobs the best guy at 160. We never said that. He said the Ukraine, though. He said the Ukraine, Cali. He ain't said the UK. Which is why I said Ukraine are top. I mean, oh, you said in abundance. I don't know how big the Ukraine is, but in my opinion, Usyk and Lomachenko is the goods. I think Lomachenko is the goods, but Goofy got to show up. I can't pronounce his name. Light heavyweight. You got another guy down there at 147 that's from the Ukraine. It's a nice invasion, but they not the best. They not the best. America is the best. I hate to say it. Well, I don't hate to say it, but America got the best fighters. Historically, it's been proven over and over again. You know, and I like Lomachenko, but he did lose to Orlando Salido. You know, he did do that, but I still think he amongst one of the best out there. Okay, Ukraine is Russia, little sister. Ukraine got some fighters. Ain't the Klitschko's from the Ukraine? Yeah. Usyk gonna get stretched at heavyweight. But yeah, like I'm saying, dog, can we just use truth and facts, dog, and just take your bias out for a minute? Let me end this video. Take your bias out for a minute, man. Okay? If it's you, bro, you sit in the Anthony Joshua position. This is how I'm gonna end this. And I got much love for Dan, dog. I got much love for Dan. For sure. Dan is the man. Dan is the man. What happened to them on YouTube, on Facebook? You know, I got much respect for Dan. You know, and I don't want you to take none of this disrespectful, dog. But look, Dan, put yourself in this position. Cali, Jeff, Triple H, Punch Quote, whatever you want to call yourself. Everybody here that in comment, I definitely appreciate it. This is just a heated debate. Hopefully I didn't disrespect nobody. Too bad. But let's take it here. You in Anthony Joshua position, okay? You say you want to be a global icon, okay? What up? Fat Apples too. You wanna be a billionaire, okay? You say I want $50 million. Not only did Deontay Wilder's team offer you the $50 million, okay? Shout out to Saul too. Not only did he offer you the $50 million, he gives you 50% of the pay-per-view revenue that's coming from the United States. Okay, whatever Deontay Wilder's getting, he's happy with whatever he's getting. It never was the close of what, in my opinion, what Wilder was getting. Okay? So, you look at it. So, you rather fight in America, make about $70, $80 million. Okay, I'm back for real quick. You're gonna make $50 million, or $70, $80 million, and you can fight at the United States and be good. Or you could take a potential $30 $30 million pay cut because you're gonna make about, they said 10 million, you're gonna make about 40 or 30 fighting Deontay Wilder. You're gonna take that pay cut just so you can fight at the crib, and then pay Deontay Wilder significantly less than 50% less than what he wants in 25 million. So I mean, it just don't make no sense. You know, it just don't make no sense, man. If you gonna why would you take a 50 or 30, $40 million pay cut just to fight at home and expect Deontay Wilder to take a 50% pay cut? You know, he probably getting back in revenue too. That's stupid. But we gone.